everybody, it's Chris Eads, Wootini over at GayGamer.net, here with another weekly video podcast. PAX is behind me now, thank goodness. Those things are always just so exhausting, because you're just on your feet all day and like running around, and it's just crowded and noisy, and it's just chaos, and it's so nice to come home and sit on your own couch and go to sleep in your own bed and relax and play your own games. I did want to mention that I actually came really close to buying a Vita. Unfortunately, and I'm kicking myself for not getting the Assassin's Creed Liberation bundle that they had, and they even had it on Black Friday for, I think it was $200, and I'm like, oh, why didn't I buy that? Because that's like cheaper than it's normally gonna be anyway, but at the time I was like, that's all I really want to play, I don't know, I still wasn't quite sold on it, but now I'm like, I feel like I should have one. But the only bundle that's available right now is the PlayStation Plus bundle. Because I'm not buying it without a bundle, because that's just silly. You know, at this point in its lifetime, you know, it should come with a game. And the PlayStation Plus bundle is great. It comes with a bunch of games. The problem is I was like, it's $300. You're not saving any money. It's $250 for the Vita and $50 for the PlayStation Plus subscription. Where does the savings come in? But then I looked at it again and I realized that it is a savings of $50 because it's the 3G version, which costs $300. And I'm like, well, I don't want the 3G version. I mean, it's a fine deal, but I'd rather get a $250 Wi-Fi Vita and get something free for $250. But right now, that's not available, and I'm not paying $250 for just the system. So I'm hoping that, like after E3, they'll either announce new bundles, or they'll drop the price, or even better, they'll do both. They'll drop the price down to $200 and throw in a game. Because at this point, I kind of feel like they sort of need to do something, because I know people who have Vitas, and they love them. They enjoy them a great deal. But there's not a lot of them. I know way more people who have 3DSs. And I, as always, I like to remain console agnostic and own everything, because that's the only way that you can play every awesome game, is to have every system. So this way I can play awesome Vita games, and I can also play awesome 3DS games, and hopefully they won't release them at the same time, and they'll fight with each other, and I can just take turns. Because right now, my 3DS is getting a lot of love because Luigi's Mansion came out. There was a bit of a time there where I was not having anything new and fun to play on my 3DS, and I thought about, that's why I was thinking of getting a Vita. I'm like, oh, I can just start playing one of those. But then, like I said, I didn't want to get that bundle, so I'm still waiting. But Luigi's Mansion came out and is now keeping me very entertained. It's a super great game. I was a little concerned, based on Paper Mario, because I was super excited for Sticker Star, because I love Paper Mario and it's great, but the whole sticker gameplay mechanic, I hated it. I tried to love it, but I couldn't. It drove me insane. I just found it frustrating and irritating, and it made the game not fun. And if there's anything that I hate more than anything, it's a game that is not fun. That makes me stop playing them. So I was a little concerned with Luigi's Mansion, and at PAX East I tried the demo again, because I've tried the demo like a couple years ago at E3, and was like, but it's just so polished, it's just so great, and I was like, alright, fine, I'll get it. And so far I'm loving it. I think I'm just about past the halfway point, as far as the missions, but then I want to go back and redo them and get better scores and such. But it's super fun. The graphics are tremendous. Everything looks really polished. The sound is great. I find myself humming the theme song just randomly throughout the day, except that I hum it in the way that Luigi hums it in the game. A little exaggerated. But it's a lot of fun, and I only have one complaint with it so far. And that is, I appreciate the mission-based gameplay that, you know, because it's a portable game, so you need to keep the gameplay in short bursts, because you're playing it on the go, mostly. So I appreciate that you have these missions, like you have this haunted house, and it breaks it up into like, 7 or 8 missions, and each one lasts about 15 to 20 minutes apiece. That's fine. That's actually really great. The problem is when you get to the end of the 20 minutes, and then the boss kills you, there's no checkpoints. So you actually have to start at the very beginning of that mission and redo everything that you did. And that's kind of annoying because it only happened to me one time. The 3 sisters, that was the one. The 3 ghosts with the mirrors, they just kicked my butt. And I was like, what is even happening right now? And I even had the gold bone that you find, which gives you a bonus life at the end. But that didn't even help because I still was like, ah! And then I had to go back and do that whole mission again. Which, fine, you can tear through it because you know all the puzzles and you know exactly where you have to go and what you have to do, but you tend not to go and search every nook and cranny to find all the extra money and prizes and things. So then you finish that mission and then you haven't earned as much as you would have had you finished it the first time around. So I would have appreciated like a checkpoint, like right before the boss or something, but the actual boss battle is its own separate mission. It's just that it was like a mini-boss, but it kind of kicked my ass. Although that was the only one that really, like, killed me. Although it's a Nintendo, it's Luigi, so he doesn't die. He falls asleep. And then if you have the magical golden bone, the ghost dog comes along and licks his face and wakes him back up so he can try again. Which is nice. Oh no, I lie. That actually happened with another one, because I found myself getting blown up by bombs, and I did actually pass out, and I did use the golden bone. And it woke me back up, and I did have to use it on a second boss, mini-boss. But overall, Luigi's Mansion is a lot of fun, and if you have a 3DS, you should definitely pick it up. The other game that I'm finally playing is Lego City Undercover, which is also kind of fun. It's just different because I'm used to the Lego games, like, poking fun at a particular license, Batman, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. Here, they're basically poking fun at, like, the cop show movie genre kind of thing with all of the tropes of everything. But it's actually quite funny in places. And I love the big open world. The only problem is that, like, playing through the story for the first time, like, you have, like, no cool abilities. I've only unlocked a couple different disguises so far, so now I can do a little bit more, but it's still, like, it's frustrating to, like, be in the beginning and not being able to do all the stuff that you want to be able to do in the open world. So, once I finish the story and have unlocked all the different disguises, then I should be able to tool around and do all kinds of fun stuff. But it's really great, it's a lot of fun, there's a lot to do, it's a Lego game, so there's a lot of stuff to collect and do. My only complaint with that one is the loading times. They are atrociously long. They are just brutal. Brutal, brutal. The only thing that saves the brutal loading times is that while the loading screen is on screen for, I should time it sometime, I feel like it's like almost a minute, or sometimes more. And then sometimes what sucks is they'll load an area, you'll go into the area, and then you'll have to load a cutscene, or like you'll go through a door and then you'll be in another area and it'll have to load that one. And so you've got like a couple of minutes of loading within just a few minutes of gameplay. But while it's on screen for about a minute, this really great 70s, Waka Waka 70s cop show music plays, and I love that music. So I sort of don't mind it, except that I do, because I would rather be playing the game. As much as I enjoy the music, that's going to get old real fast. But it's also great just to have something to play on my Wii U, because right now my Wii U is being used to play Wii games like Animal Crossing, and then like occasionally watch Netflix. So I appreciate having a fun Wii U game to play, and hopefully this drought will end soon, and there will be even more. And until then, I'm going to let you go about your business, and I'm going to go maybe play some more games like Luigi's Mansion, which I'm in the middle of finishing up this mission, so I'm going to go do that now. So I will see you right back here next week, and we'll have more to talk about, and I'll see you then. Bye!